Alrighty, let's see. Alrighty, that's good to go. I just gotta get chat up. Alrighty, there we go, and it should be all set and ready to go. Let's just take another minute. Alrighty. Alright, we should be set. So let's get back into it. We are on our Oceania asteroid, the Salty Chaos. And it seems that we have new printables available, so we'll do that right off the bat. Let me just first get an overview of what we got going on here. So this is our little tiny starter base. Got like almost nothing happening yet. Also, I did find out in between with the quality of life update that they added recently, one of the changes is they made mess tables have a public setting that they start off as. Usually they would be either unassigned or assigned to a person that you assign them to. So far, 4 of these are already assigned to their mess tables. But what you can actually do now is if you leave it public, anyone will just sit down at it. And what you can do is, with the different schedules here, let's say I have 3 people, 3 duplicants per schedule, I can just have like 3 chairs only, and then each schedule time, the 3 will sit down, get up, the next schedule, 3 other duplicants will sit down on those same chairs and use them. So we can make our great halls a lot smaller than they have to be. Or if we get a big enough colony, we'll have a large single great hall, but we only need 1 of them instead of a bunch like you usually would, so that's pretty nice. Alrighty, let's see here. So we got... let's look around first before we do our printing pod. So we have 4 duplicants right now. Let's see what we got skills. So we got a digger, we have a scientist, and then we have... one's going to be a farmer, one's going to be a rancher. Pay's going to be the rancher, to follow those a farmer mostly. Alrighty. Let's see here. So we already have a natural gas geyser. Alright. Have a chlorine vent up there. And that's a cool one. So that comes out at 5 degrees. So that comes out cold. That's nice. This one's a hot one, so that comes out at 60 degrees. That's less nice. I think the hot one produces more output on average. Alright, we got a saltwater geyser. 95 degrees. Saltwater. Not the best water source. It's pretty good later on when we have geotuning, because you can turn it directly into steam. It'll just pump it out directly into steam with geotuners, because you can, if you fully max geotune it, that adds another 100 degrees to it, so it's 195, which is above the amount it needs to be to come out as steam. So it'll just come out straight as steam, and then also you get extra salt just laying on the ground then, because the salt comes out of the salt water when it turns into steam. So you get a bunch of salt that way. Before we do the geotuning, we can throw this into a desalinator and get the salt out that way in the clean water, but it's going to be hot water. 95 degrees. You really only want to use that for electrolyzers or something like that, which is probably what we'll end up doing. Or cool it down later on if we have a lot of cooling, but we'll see. So yeah, that's good. Let's see. And then when I geotune it and you have the steam that's almost 200 degrees, what you do is you grab a... I don't think I have it unlocked yet, but it's right here. You grab a steam turbine. And then what happens is the steam goes into the turbine, it makes power, and then it comes out as water. That is 95 degrees, so that's great. Okay, so we got that. We already saw that. Let me turn on the... Okay, so we got something here. We have something there, so I'll have to look at those two. That seems to be all the geysers, so let's see what these two were again. Gonna do the old priority yellow alert trick. So that is a volcano, magma volcano. Alright. Let's make that back to 5. Magma volcano really close to the biobot builder and our natural gas. Also, we have the lum here. We got some of the prehistoric planet pack stuff over here. We got sweet corns, or sweat corns, I guess they are. Then we got the mimica buds. So we got, look, see, we got a little mimica. That's pretty cool. Got nickel ore, dirt, peat. That's basically the prehistoric version of coal. Shale. Alright, so let's see what the second one up here in the frosty biome is. Got plume squash there. That's also a volcano. We have 2 volcanoes. That's crazy. Well, we got a lot of magma power there. That's great. We'll probably tap one of those for a petroleum boiler. Turn some crude oil into petroleum. That'll be pretty good. Let's see. And then up here is another prehistoric biome. We have dew drippers. What's that? Dew drips that can be crushed into brackine. And then what can you do with brackine? You can turn it into brine and brack wax. Alright. Yeah, you basically use that to make brack wax. Alright. And then obviously you can use it for milking stations. Well, that's how another way to get it. You can use brackine in a different building, I think. Let's see here. It was up here, wasn't it? Yeah, here it is. So you can use it in the critter fountain to have more critters per ranch. So that's one way to use it. So the gleaner is the way to get the brine and the brack wax out without having to boil it. Alright. So then you can get brine from that. That's cool. Or just use the brack wax for the critter stuff. Then let's see what the Rex does. Oh boy. So they make feather fibers, so I guess they're kind of the prehistoric version of Drecos. They eat a lot of different things there. They eat actual baby animals. Alright. They also make brine ice. And these things require brine ice. So you can turn meats into brackine that way with that cycle. Alright. It's kind of weird. Interesting though. Something to think about. All right, and then we got a swampy area up here. We have some pacu. Pacu are going to be great for us once we find the prehistoric lettuce thing that grows in the water, the seaweed. Because then we can really feed those a lot more sustainably than normal. And it would be nice to get the other prehistoric fish, because that thing can make us rust, and that's nice. Do some rust deoxidizing and whatnot. But let's see here. So our main axis shaft is like right here. It's going through, and then the printer scepter is right in the way. So I don't think that this will be our permanent main axis shaft. It's kind of tough because we got so much stuff on either side here too. Like, stuff takes up space to make the tamers for all these geysers work. So you don't really want to have your axis shaft just in the middle of it. Well, for now, let's just see what we got for the printer now. So let's choose a blueprint. So we got 2 different duplicates. We have decor seeds for decor plants. Then we have the snazzier red suit. So that is cool. So let's see about these dupes, see if they're any good. So we got Ruby, cooking and operating. They have good excavating, but not good husbandry. Mima, doctor, operator. They have increased science and increased germ resistance, but less building. Both of those aren't really that great, to be honest. I think we'll just take the red suit for now. And let's assign the suit to someone. I guess I'll give it to Amari instead of them having a warm coat. All right. Now let's see here. We just need to expand out onto the map more so then we can actually see what all we have access to. All this salt water here isn't great, but whatever. I suppose we can just keep going down this way. Just kind of do something like this. And then pull this over to here. Start digging beneath this. And then see what's there. That should be pretty good. We should probably travel down more. This polluted water got in the way of that. Don't really want your duplicates going through liquids too much. Gives them some bad debuffs. Oh, hey. That ain't great. Here, fix yourself. There you go. While you're at it, probably do those. Oh boy. I didn't even notice that you were trapped there. That was not great. Okay, you're gonna go do your stuff now. Good. Gonna have to watch that area. Also, let's make sure everything is auto harvest on. We want that in general right now until later. We should probably get some hatches set up to start doing hatch things. I don't know. That's a vacuum there. We got something here to check out. Let's expand this out to here. Start digging this way too. Let's just come to here and then we'll pull down from here. There we go. So now there's some exploring to do. Got our deodorizer, getting rid of all this polluted oxygen, turning it into regular oxygen. That's nice. Check on the slime lung. So we got some slime lung here, but it isn't really spreading too much because it's getting killed by the carbon dioxide. Even if it did spread to this polluted oxygen, this thing is turning it into normal oxygen, which would then kill it again. Okay, let's check this. Good. What do we got going on here? We don't need space power yet, but we will do the wiring first. Wiring is good to have. Advanced wiring or whatever. Okay, what's going on with him? It's too cold. I suppose that is a kind of cold area. It's gonna warm up soon though, and then that'll be producing some of that. That's great. Yeah. Okay, so he's digging that part first. I kind of want them to go over here, so I'm gonna set this to 7. Just want to see this side of the map first. Alright, so they're gonna start doing that. Also, let's make sure that these are on top priority because we need food. Do I want... Can I mop this up anyways? Let's see if I can mop this up or not. Oh, that's good. At least they can mop all that up. Try to get this mopped up too. Alright, everything except for that. Not too bad. That'll help with the debuffs, hopefully. Kind of trying to avoid all these pools of water. Gonna have to be careful around these volcanoes too. So for digging, we only have... Oop, they can go into another thing. Probably want to do field research first. Go this route and then you pull down to here for the extra science. Once we got some more setup, we can get biobots, and they're actually better now in the new update because they can be... You can disable their function, as you see here, the robots here. You can disable even... You can even make Flytos or biobots or rovers separately have access. And then bionics have their own page from standard as well. So that's nice quality of life update that they added with that. Hey, look at that. The Mimica made the sweat corn work. Kind of cool. Alright. That's another thing I want to do quick with the schedule. I want to not have shift alarms for any of the ones that are not the main. Alrighty. So they're going at that. They're starting to dig that. Let's see if I can make... any of this. Okay, so as they go along there, I'll try to mop up all that. There's more there. That's kind of annoying. Oh well. We'll see how that goes. Once it goes out to here and it starts getting wider, it'll be sweepable anyway, so it's fine. That's still pumping out. Oh, you don't love to see it. That's making it very warm over here. Once this reaches over to these mealwoods, we're gonna have to get a different food situation there. Got some more ice over here with slime, so that's kind of mixing with that. That can be... Not sure why it has that going on there. I'll just suppress current, I guess. Alrighty. So we do have some chlorine in there. Yeah, we got some chlorine. That ain't great. Oh, that's still there. Let's get that mopped. Thank you. That's not moppable yet. They're about to be, though. Oh yes, get these. I don't want you getting wet from those. Okay, good. They're gonna keep breathing. Please get this mopped if possible. Come on, pull it out. Someone got an attribute increase. Still too much. How much per tile? 300 kilograms. Once it gets down to like 200, I think then they can, so it's close. Anything? It hasn't really expanded out yet, because we already got this far here. This, though, we're gonna have to pull it down by 1 again, so then the sand doesn't collapse. And we can just kind of keep going that way. Now, nope. Alright. Okay, so we did that research. Let's see what research we want next. Would be nice to have the automatic dispenser start tidying up the whole base with a little garbage dump. At some point, we're gonna need all of the critter stuff here. Won't really need that anytime soon, though. Let's see. Steam turbines are gonna be great later, but for now we don't really need it. We should probably get smelting done, because that's gonna be important. We got a rock crusher ready. So now we just need the metal refinery for the refined metals. Anything else that's more important, though? Don't really need to do rad bolt stuff yet. We're not really to that research phase. Yeah, liquid piping, more ventilation, that would be kind of nice. I think we can just grab these 2 quick. Plywood processor, that's interesting. We don't have the proper skill on our farmer yet to get the plant husks, though. But plywood will be nice later on. Obviously, you'd still want to prefer normal wood over plywood if you can, because normal wood gives a decor buff to anything that it's made with, compared to plywood. Plywood does not give the buff. So you're going to have less decor, which means less morale over time, but decor isn't really the main factor for morale anyways. It's more so food buffs. Unless you're doing bionic dupes, since they can't eat, then other buffs for morale is more important, so that would be important then, but until then, you know. Let's see here. It'll be cool to get the insulated door. Now it does use fibers, so I'll need either the reed fiber or the fiber from Geckos, or from those new Rexes now. I could get them, I suppose. But it'll be great, because in areas where we need things to stay cold or stay warm, but you don't really care about the atmosphere itself mixing, then they're nice. For stuff where you need proper liquid locks, you're probably still going to want to use those, but for some things where the dupes will be going in and out not too often, but you still want them to have access without it leaking a ton of heat or a ton of cold, then they're great. Automation will be great, but we can do that later. Yeah, I suppose we'll just start with the smelting, and then we'll start doing plumbing, because it would be nice to have a plumb bathroom and some showers. Showers will be great for helping with the debuffs and stuff. And then some of the stuff here. Alright. Also, it would be great if I could find a... let's see here. It would be good if I could find a geyser that does polluted water. Preferably the 30-degree one, but the cold one would be fine too. But if I could find a polluted water geyser, that would be great, because that's actually really good for early game oxygen if we run out of the algae, and I don't want to do normal electrolyzers yet, because you can do off-gassing with the deodorizer, and there's a neat little setup for that. But for now, let's just keep expanding. Now that it's researching that, we should probably put a rock crusher down now, to be honest. We don't need the refined metal yet, because we're not really using it for anything. Here's the peat burner. What does that make? 40 grams per second of carbon dioxide compared to a coal generator that only has 20, so it's like 2 coal generators worth. It makes less power, so it makes a lot more carbon dioxide than the coal generator per power unit. But it also makes polluted water, 200 grams per second. That's interesting. So it is almost like a natural gas generator in that way. Wood burner makes a lot more carbon dioxide. Still. Alright. Well, that's interesting. Anyways, what was I grabbing? I was grabbing... Not from there. We need it from... Stations? No. Probably refinement. Yeah. Kiln will be great too, but let's just put down the rock crusher first. We don't really need ceramic or refined coal yet. And that doesn't need to be built right away because, like I said earlier, we don't really need refined metal yet. Let's see if this is sweepable now. Not quite. The gases here are kind of annoying. Let's see if I can pull this out by one and open up the gas channel just a little bit. There we go. That should make flow a little better. I don't know why they're running back. Okay, so Amari would have to do that and they're sleeping. Alright. Yeah, it'll be nice when all my dupes have all the skills from the somnium synthesizer. That would be great. Because right now it's slow going. Also, we see all this now. It's nothing here really, so... I don't know if this does not have to be prioritized for sure. Be nicer to get up more. But we're kind of blocked in every way because all of this polluted water is in the way. We got this annoying chlorine vent here. And then right in between where we would have been able to probably get up, it's abyssalite, which we don't have the skill to dig yet. I mean, we could come all the way over here and come up this way, I suppose. We might do that. It's going to be annoying, but we could do that. So if we just do something like that. Just gonna pull that up there. Now this won't be a main axis shaft either, because this thing's right here. So that's annoying. There's so much geysers and everything everywhere, and points of interest and everything everywhere that it's hard to have a main axis shaft right now. But it doesn't really matter until we want to make a more permanent base area anyways. This is just our starter, so it doesn't really matter. Obviously, you kind of want to have something for your printing pod to be around, but other than that, we can kind of just move it. We could move the base to one side of the map entirely if we wanted. They're getting on that right away. Okay, this is done here, so that's good. Let's make this a ladder. Good egg. What's that? Hatch a new critter morph from an egg. Alright. I wonder what that new morph is. I don't see any special morph eggs here. Maybe it's just in general critters. Ooh, we got new printables now. Also, we got a blueprint. We'll grab the blueprint after the printable. So let's check this. We got 3 different dupes, or we can get 2 tons of brine, which would be nice. So let's see here. We got Quinn, rocketry, increased medicine, no agriculture, cannot research. Not good. We're not going into space anytime soon. Auto, digging and building. That's great. They make radiation and light though, which is not great. They have increased bladder, which ain't great. They can't doctor. That doesn't really matter. Narcoleptic, not usable. We're not taking them. Too bad. Bert, decorator, doctor, builder. They have super hard digging. So they can dig abyssalite. They don't have the normal hard digging though, but they come out with a skill point, so I could put them into hard digging. More medicine. They're allergic is the only bad thing, but to be honest, I don't think on this run we're going to be doing, apart from like bristle blossoms, which they're not a farmer, so they don't have to be around them in particular anyways. I think that should be fine. So to be honest, I think we'll take Bert and we'll have them dig right away, even though they will be good for building. I'm going to put them into digging so we can give them, they already have that point. Could give them diamond and obsidian mining, but to be honest, I'll just give them the normal very for material mining. And they will be super hard digging. So now we can dig abyssalite, which makes me not want to do this. I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of pull over, stay in line with the floors, I suppose. And then we'll kind of just do a single... Now let's see here. Okay, that wouldn't be safe because chlorine. That's going to get in the way there anyways. Here, it'll get in the way there. So I think we'll just pull up here. Not really going to be a straight shot anyways. And then we'll probably just do a dig like this. And then pull up more from there, and then we'll see what's out there. So that'll be an option. And so let's put them on the schedule. They don't really need anything special, so to be honest, I think I'll just... Actually, we can add a 5th shift. So we will duplicate this schedule. And then we'll shift it that way by 3. And we'll call it 5. And we're going to put you on 5. There we go. And you can have that bed. To be honest, keep everything public. I don't think we really care about specifics. Right now, we could have a single table and it would be fine, but we got extra space because we need enough space to make it a mess hall anyways, or great hall. Right? This is a great hall? Yeah, great hall. It has to be at least 32 tiles large anyways. Alright, now let's see what we got for our blueprint. Got 1 blueprint. Probably gloves or socks or something. Oh, wallpaper. I think we might already have that wallpaper, but that just means more filament for us, so that's great. We can pop into the uranium and lead now if we wanted. That is a possibility. The lead will be nice because that's refined metal for free right there. Also with this, what do we got? We can turn raw mineral to sand. Let's see what we got. Granite, igneous rock, sandstone, sedimentary rock. Okay, so that's just all the rocks to sand. All right. We got copper ore to copper, gold amalgam to gold, eggshell to lime. All right. I think that's something we want to do. We don't really need eggshell for anything else. Fossil to lime. Do we need fossil for anything in particular? You can turn fossil into if I got research, you can turn fossil into these statues here, the fossil blocks, and then they can sculpt it. But other than that, you don't really need fossil for too much. I think we'll do that as well. And then salt the table salt. That turns salt into the table salt, but then it also makes sand, so we have even more sand then. Let's hold off on that for now. Actually, table salt is nice because it gives a little morale extra. And we can use with some of that. We all have plenty of salt. Let's just do 99. So that's not infinite, but it's a lot. But the other ones are always free, so might as well. Once we get the one fossil thing, we can make fossils anyways, so it's fine. Alright, skill point. Our digging one got a skill point, so now we can have 2 super hard diggers. This makes it a lot more consistent. That's great. Alright, perfect. This should be moppable by now. Yes, it is. Great. Ooh, what's this? That's fully full of salt water. That's crazy. We have a pedestal item there. Our useless machine. That's good to see. We have a lumen quartz. That's nice. Light source. And also it counts as a good pedestal item for the Great Hall once we get that. Another skill point. So now our crop tender. Crop tending and then farm station usage. Once we get to the improved farming 2, then we get plant husk salvaging. So then we can get the plywood that way. Alright, and then we got our critter rancher going. Yay! So now we can ranch if we want. Alright, let's keep it at that. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Not too bad at all. Someone want to mop that up, please? Come on. But we'll just keep going with this. Alrighty. Alright, that's all that mopped up. That's good. Let's see here. What do we got? It's all the plants. That's the decor. Not too good right now, but it doesn't really matter right now. We have 5 duplicants right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So if it was 5 plants per dupe, we only have enough for 4 dupes. I don't remember exactly how much per cycle here. Oh, what? Oh yeah, we need to turn your thing off. And that does not matter. We are fine for oxygen. It's lying to us. Down here, there isn't really much except carbon dioxide, which is annoying. Probably why it's going so slow. Could wire a thing all the way out here to make oxygen out here, but that's more hassle than it's worth, to be honest. I'll just let them keep going back and forth. Slowly open it up. Alrighty. Kinda want to see what that is. I mean, obviously it's an ocean, and then we have cold there. I just want to explore more of the map. Is there a way to get down here cleaner? What is going on that is giving me a notification for like a millisecond? Okay, you know what we can do? We can pull this to here. We can dig this and dig that, and then that will dump into there. I think that's great to do. So then we can probably come down onto this side then, and then we only have to deal with this small amount here, or we can pull over to this side, but this will be empty is the point. We should probably dig that too. Oh, that's going to be so much oxygen coming out of there. Hopefully it doesn't flood this too much. We are getting some leaks. Yeah, we got a lot more polluted oxygen here. Probably from this flowing out this way somehow, and then this will pop up out of here real bad soon. I think I want to add more of these. Let's just do that for now. And actually, let's do that as well. And we're going to dig that and that. Make all that priority 9 so it gets done right away. Then that'll be real great. Oh, my hatch is all the way over here. He just ate some of our clay. That wasn't nice. At least they're making coal. I know that's invalid. Alright, so that's all flowing out there. And then the rest of this that's being not nice can do that. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3 tiles. So let's pull that. So that's 1, 2, 1, 2, yeah. And then we're gonna come over here and just sort of let that go, I think. Ooh, we completed our research there. Good. Let's do some more research. What do we want to do first? Plumbing or ventilation? Probably plumbing. I think we'll just do plumbing first. Let's pull... I kind of want to pull into liquid distribution right away, and then I'll pull into liquid tuning. Getting distillation is going to be important for the water sieve for sanitation anyways. Emulsifier. I forgot exactly what that do. I think that's when they, where's the other building? For the building that made, like, the exotic materials. Wherever the heck that is. Where is that building? I'm not seeing it. Here it is, in catalytics. The molecular forge used to be able to make the liquid things like viscogel or whatever, supercoolant. But now they made it so that you can make it at the emulsifier. You can also do some other stuff with the emulsifier, like you can make salt water from salt and water, which you used to only be able to take the salt out of the water, never put salt into the water. For us, that won't really matter too much, though, because we have a saltwater geyser. Although this comes out super hot, maybe we want to take normal water that's a more manageable temperature and turn it into room temp salt water. So once this tile is broken, that'll kind of flow into it, and then we can just start coming this way. It'll be a little better. Also, these are going stronger, so they're making a bigger difference. I do not like that it's all kind of come up into here, escaped, but it's fine. Be nice if this one would get powered. Okay. And make all these priority 9s, because I want them filled at all times. Did we use this already? Yes, okay. Progress report over here. Well, we see all that now. let's just keep going this way. We're eventually gonna get cut off by this sand, but that's fine. Let's pull into it like this and then start coming down like this. And then I think we'll probably just do good old ladder right here. Let's see here, where's the level? This is the closest level, I think. So if we come along here, that is in line with the water. That's kind of annoying. But I think if they're standing on top, it should be fine. So we'll just kind of pull along this side then. And this can all be 7. All right, we got basic plumbing and sanitation. Cool, cool. Perfect. All right, now it's kind of handling it. If only this stuff would come down to them, but whatever. Should be fine. So even if this explodes out and up like it kind of is, it doesn't matter too much. Who's starving? Where's all my duplicants? Show me my dupes. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. They're all okay. All right. Hey, we found this. Alrighty, that's perfect. We got the mysterious hermit. That's George or Jorge, however you say it. An unfamiliar building has been discovered in my colony. There's movement inside, but whoever the inhabitant is, they seem wary of us. If we can convince them that we mean no harm, we could very well end up with a fresh recruit and a useful new building. Perfect. So he'll be nice to get. That won't be for a while though. We need better food and stuff and a lot of stuff for that. We have to knock on him first of all, but then we need to get good foods, and then we need to get good decor for him, and then some power to him. And I think one other thing, I'm not too sure. Anyways, let's make sure all the yields on these are on. Same down here. Oh, have we seen this yet? This might be new. Let's see what that is. Cool salt slush geyser. So that comes out with brine at -10. That's going to be great for cooling things. We could probably cool this at least partially. That's great. That's real good to see. Anything else that I can see off the bat that we already knew about? That's a volcano. That's vacuum. All right. Anything up here? No. Nothing over here. That's interesting. More cold up there. I want to see more of the map faster. We are getting along on this side though. Hopefully we'll touch the edge over here somewhere, wherever it is. Oh, actually the edge is like right there, I think. If the edge is right there, that's interesting. All right. Then we'll pull to that side and then we'll go up and down then. Do kind of want to come this way more. Let's see. I think now that we have access to digging through abyssalite, I kind of want to tap into this area. Let's just kind of come over here until we get to the abyssalite, and then we're just gonna kind of climb up the abyssalite. Make this 3 high. Kind of do something like that, I suppose. And then we'll just kind of come into here. Then we'll see what happens with that. And the hydrogen's going to stay up, so it shouldn't interfere too much. Should kind of just stay in this pocket area here. All this sand's going to be annoying, but we'll see. Alrighty. They're coming over here and getting closer. Do not need the video for plumbing and ventilation. I know how it works. Alright, this ain't too bad at all. A lot of good progress. Ooh, we got something up here. I think this is the somnium synthesizer. Yeah, there it is. I'm not going to click on it until we can see it a little better, but we'll definitely be heading up there to see that. In a nice cold area, of course, next to a volcano. It's kind of annoying that the volcano is so close to it. Jeez. Alright, and then yeah, that's the neutronium there. So we've explored all the way on that side of it. Now we need to explore all the way to this side. Very jam-packed map, I suppose, when you have all 6 of the story traits now. And then I think this is a geoactive seed too, so there's more geysers and volcanoes and stuff than usual. In that case, we don't even need to explore over here anymore. We're pretty much done with that. That was literally just for scouting. Then in that case, probably prioritize seeing this next. Alrighty. Probably be doing more with the base itself, but until I have an idea of where I want an access shaft and stuff, I kind of don't really want to mess with it too much. I mean, it's kind of fine as is. They're managing. Food's gonna be a big thing. Heating and cooling, or cooling for the most part, is gonna be a big thing. We're gonna have to figure out, especially with this right here. Alright, we got a new printable for the 3rd cycle. Okay, we got some food here. Pemmican. Pemmican is great too because it doesn't spoil, so that would be nice unless we want one of these dupes. Let's see. So we got the Freya, so they're a supplier and a farmer. No chili as usual, but they have less germ resistance. Doesn't really matter too much. But they aren't really great in particular for anything we want. Okay, Ren is a decorator, a cooking one, and a rocketry person. None of those are particularly useful right now. They have super hard digging, but we don't really want that. And mouth breather, no go. We do not want that at all. So let's see what Hassan has. They're an operator, a farmer, and a doctor. They have increased medicine. They're a loud sleeper though, and a shabby dresser. The only thing of use out of them would probably be the operating skill. The rest aren't really irrelevant right now because we already have 2 liable farmers. Viable, not liable. 2 viable farmers already. And the decreased decor isn't really great. Loud sleeper is kind of annoying. Doesn't really matter too much with how our schedules are, but it's annoying. So I think we'll just take the pemmican. And then what I'm also going to do is, since it doesn't spoil, it should be our emergency food. So I'm going to make no one be able to use pemmican. Soon we should get up some cooking as well. We're going to need someone with the cooking skill though. No one is close to that yet. Alright, let's see here. That's completely flooded. Those tiles are even getting cracked because of the pressure. That's kind of funny. Now let's see how we want to go about going downwards. It's definitely not going to be a clean solution yet. Let's take these out. And then I think we'll start digging it down. Be nice to not be in the way there. We'll probably just pull along this way. There will be a little bit of salt water in the tube. Not too big of a deal, I suppose. Who is halfway starving? Eat your food. Oh my gosh. Rock Crusher should be a 3. It doesn't matter as much at all. Although if they're in operating priority, that doesn't really matter then. In fact, let's make operating. Okay, so it's not in particular a priority. operating or supplying. So the supplying itself is not even high either. All right. Also, let's just kind of do some of this. You should be ranching and farming. Building too, sure. Yep. Let's look at the research. So I just wanted to get it up to here because having the bottle drainer is nice because you can basically use that with the pump to replace having to use the pitcher pump. Alright, so they're going along with that. Yeah, this ain't gonna be clean no matter what, but let's just pull it down to here. See what that does. Make this as high a priority as the one above. It wouldn't lag. That would be nice. Thank you. Alrighty. Let's see. Oh yeah, they can't get over here yet. There we go. And let's just do that. That should be possible. We don't need that one. But we do need it dug like that. Alrighty. So they'll start going up and down. And the side is not prioritized yet. But we can see some more here from this now. That's a liquid carbon dioxide. It's that cold up here. Even on relative temperature. Yeah, that's like the coldest of the coal, just like over here too. So this must be not too sure if that's part of the frosty planet or if that's just normal cold. It's Bert that's hungry, but they have to go to the bathroom. All right. It should be fine though. I don't think they're in trouble. Why are you... Okay, this ain't good. Wow, okay. I can't believe you. Really, Travallo? Okay, get up there. Don't die. Thank you. That is not great. There's another thing here. I think this might be the teleporter, maybe? I don't know if we'll see it from coming down, but we'll see. We'll see if we see. Just starting to head up there, not too close though. Hopefully this guy stifles soon. I don't think so though. It's got quite a bit of space left to go up. It's gonna make things very hot over here. It already is starting to warm it up. Not ideal. Ooh, what do we got here? We got an AETN, anti-entropy thermonullifier. Alright. Nothing too special there then. Nice to have all this here though. Do we want to keep going into this? I think not. I think we'll leave this for now, actually. We might just come through here. Yeah. We'll leave that intact for now. There we go. And this can also be the same priority as the other ones, because all the directions are pretty equally important right now. Probably better to be prioritizing one over the other two, but whatever. Then obviously as we go up and down, we're going to want to do branch sides from the up and down areas Did we see what this was already? I think we did, right? This was the coal. Yeah, it was. All right, perfect. A lot of poke shells. Oh, we're slowly heading down more, at least. Yeah, that's gonna pop some stuff out there, and of course he's getting the debuff there, which ain't great. This is gonna be great to tap into. I'm gonna probably want to get on that pretty soon. How hot does that come out at? 150. Probably want to get some steel made before we start that. That shouldn't be too big of a deal though. We have a lot of water and a lot of cool things to deal with. We could probably use this pool here and also open this up and use that for our refinery for temporary usage. Because if you get a big pool of water, even if it's room temp, if it's big enough, it'll transfer all the heat throughout the whole pool, and you can actually use a pool of water. As long as the output is on the opposite side of the intake, you can use a large pool of water for a long while with the refinery, and it heats up pretty slowly. And when we have huge oceans like this, now granted they are already kind of warm, but that's a lot of thermal mass there, you know. Okay, what do we got? Hey, we got knits. Some more prehistoric planet stuff down here. That's the swamp of the prehistoric planet. So we might get some, it'd be cool to see some of the jawbows, I think is what they're called down there. That would be cool to see. Heading up so slow. Hey, we got Drecos. That's gonna be nice. I think I'll probably want to do glossy Drecos for the plastic. That's usually what I do in my runs. Now we should have regular oil on this planet, so we should have oil down there. As you can see, this little glitchy thing here, I'm not sure exactly what that's from, but the map is above that. So we've seen about half from up down. Also, there is more up, obviously. We haven't reached the surface yet. They're doing good, slowly. Cycle 20. Let's see here. What do we want to do? We're going to want to make some ranches for stuff. We're going to need solution for oxygen, solution for food. Going to need... Probably going to want to set up a base layout more so. Just figure out what we want to do in general. All this water is going to be a big pain to sort through. We might pool it all near the bottom, near the oil biome. And as long as we have it all be the salt water and we don't accidentally get polluted water or normal water mixed in with it, we can probably do a Escher waterfall compressor infinite storage. Okay, so we need to do some more research. Perfect. We'll pull into distillation first. You know what? Might as well grab that too. And then we'll grab the rest of the plumbing, and then we'll get onto ventilation, which will be nice. There's some reed fiber there. We have 30,000 kilocalories right now. Less though, because the pemmican is making it lie. Food has decayed. Meal lice. Alright. Actually, that's something we should consider. Let's find a cold biome. So we got that. Might want to do it in here, to be honest. There's oxygen in there with the carbon dioxide, which isn't great. But actually, if we just kind of go like this. Nope, not like that. Like this. And then we dig across to here. What we can do is we can put, we'll just put a refrigerator like right there. And since this is in carbon dioxide here, it'll be sterile atmosphere and it's cold in here. So hopefully it should be freezer temp so we can store all our food in there and it won't go away. And this is good for early game until we have an actual freezer set up. So that'll be nice just to keep our stuff from spoiling when it shouldn't have to. A lot of brine there. All right, coming down here. Obsidian. Ooh, what's that? Lura plant, nice. And there is fossil fragments there. So there should be a fossil there then. Fun. Any insane temperature? No, kind of just average temp for this area. Fossil right there. All right, let's see what we got for our printable. Sandstone, nutrient bar, or 2 of these duplicants. We have 5 dupes right now. So Liam is only a decorator, but they have mechatronics right away, but they have more food needs, which ain't great. And why would you want mechatronics when they are not good at that at all? Gossman is only a tidier, but they can critter ranch, but they have less calories and they can't research. Both of those are pretty bad. I think I'd probably rather take the food than the rocks. You got plenty of rock on this planet, even though a lot of it is taken up by salt and sand, but you know. But yeah, this should be good because we don't even need to have the refrigerator powered. In fact, we could have just put a box there, but I think this should be fine. And there should be enough carbon dioxide in here. Hopefully when this stuff comes up, it doesn't make the oxygen like come down or something. And let's keep these on as well. But right now we don't have any area for the food to go. But we can do this. In fact, we should place it lower. We'll do it like this. And then we'll do something like that. See how that goes. Yeah, they're getting cold and whatnot. At least none of them are getting stressed yet. Get them some proper plumbing and everything too. Anything up here in particular? Hey, there's the sea comb that I was looking for, so we'll use that with the we could actually probably get that started pretty soon. Use that with the Paku, make a Paku ranch. Oceania Gaming, who also does Oni content, recently made a design for a Paku ranch that goes along with the Jabos, and it uses sea comb. I might use that design for it because it's pretty good. All right. And then over here, it's just kind of more swamps. You know what? We can just dig into that. That should be fine. That's gonna keep spilling that out, which ain't great. I'll just leave it for now. It's not too big a deal. Obviously, the Yucky Lungs debuff ain't great, but whatever. Okay, good, good. What's that? Lubrication station. So if we had bionic duplicants, that would be more relevant. That's just lockers and stuff, so that's a little cash there, I suppose. There anything else useful down here yet? Not really. A lot of gold amalgam is nice. Got polluted dirt there. It's gonna be a long walk to get food, but having the food in general is more important, I think. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so I think this will stay all carbon dioxide, hopefully. The hydrogen is also fine. We just don't want the oxygen getting to it. And the hydrogen is going to be above the oxygen, so that's kind of the issue I'm thinking. Someone's starving. Eat your food. Come on. Alright, so these are built. It doesn't have to be sweep only. We're going to do literally just all edible. Also all cooking ingredients. And then this will be high priority. Same with that. Alright. And these, we don't care that they're unpowered. So once we get some food in here, that doesn't matter. Pemmican doesn't need to be in there either. Mushroom doesn't need to be in there. The rest do though. So now that'll go to there. So if we look at this meal ice here, 9 kilograms of meal ice. So it's being deep frozen. It is a sterile atmosphere. Okay. Some of these are fresh, some of them are becoming stale, but they should be fine. Also, that's going to be annoying that that's already warm there, but it should stay cold for a while. I mean, we got some wheeze words here, helping out a little bit at least. Up here, it's warmer. Just open to warmth, so that it's going to be slowly melting from top to bottom. Right here is real cold though. And down here it's still pretty cold. -30 is great. Now slowly it's going to heat up in this area specifically though, because these things are warmer, but it should be fine. And then there's our neutronium on this side. So we've seen all from side to side. That's how wide the map is. Pretty cool. Now we can just go up and down and side to side from the up and down. So we've seen mostly just more nits. I found the cold frozen fossil here. Oh my goodness. I've discovered a fossilized critter buried in my colony, at least part of one. But it does not resemble any of the species we have encountered on this asteroid. Where did it come from? How did it get here? And what other questions might these bones hold the answer to? There is only one way to find out. Cool. All right. So now we got, that's the frozen fossil. There's also an amber fossil, a petrified fossil, and the ancient specimen is the main one. In fact, they should be shown on the map now. All right, so we got our ancient specimen right there in the way of this shaft here. Nice. There's the amber fossil. The annoying thing about this one is going to be the spore kid. Then we have the petrified fossil. The annoying thing about this is it's surrounded by lava and stuff and it's hot. And then the one we found up here is the frozen fossil. And the thing about this is it's negative 131 degrees. And around it is even colder. So it's very cold. That's very cold. Here, if I put relative temperature, even compared to -62, it's pretty cold in there. Like, that's hot here. -62, this is hotter than that. But it's still colder. That's how cold it is. Now over here, it's real cold too. That's interesting. Let's put that back to that, and then that to that. Alrighty. But alright, so we found that. In fact, let's just keep this going up. Pull over one tile. That's annoying that I have to do that, but whatever. Hopefully that won't break. Oh, we can't dig that, can we? We cannot dig obsidian. Never mind all that then. We can't even go that way. We can come through here, but we can't get through that obsidian. We'd have to go around it. Alright. Gonna have to wait till we get a little bit more skill there. Ooh, we have more research though. That's nice. Now you have the gold helmet. Perfect. Alrighty. So I suppose down is probably the main way we want to go then. Let's just keep going like that, I guess. Alrighty. We might be close to being done for the day in that case. I don't know. I've been kind of doing short streams in general, but... Oh, someone's sick. Hay has slime lung. Alright. Well, that makes sense. You've been down there in the slime lung the whole time. And it is kind of spreading, isn't it? The carbon dioxide isn't really shielding it anymore, and... Yeah, I mean, the oxygen will slowly kill it. The carbon dioxide kills it faster, though. But I mean, when you're down here hanging around in it, of course it's going to be bad. There's some buddy buds. Those are actually irrelevant to be worried about now because one of our dupes is allergic, but whatever. What's this? Polluted water vent. Hey, that's exactly what we were looking for. It comes out at 30 degrees. It's a lot at a time. Oh my gosh, that is perfect. We're going to want to capture that. We can get a lot of oxygen real fast with that. It's really cool. That is great to see. That is great to see. And we can sieve that to get our clean water too. A lot of water from that. And since it's 30 degrees, it's a lot more manageable than something like this that's 95 degrees. This is still going to be great because the cold water is good for cooling. But without using it to heat it up, to cool something else, it's not really usable for like plants or something. You can't even desalinate it because then it'll break the desalinator. Also, this is cool. We got Mercury over here, so that's Frosty Planet. That's why it's so cold, because it's got to be, otherwise that Mercury's gonna melt. Alright, it's still becoming cold and the carbon dioxide is just hanging on there, so that's great. Okay, I think we'll do this printable and then we'll probably be done after this. We'll pick up next time. Let's see. Alright, so we got salt water, 2 tons of salt water, otherwise we got a duplicate. Probably grab a duplicate depending here. Not really liking what I see off the bat, but let's see here. So we got another researcher. They can make food good, but they get less of a morale bonus, which ain't great. They can do good art, but they get less morale from that, and they're not an artist or a cooking person for the actual interest, so that ain't great. And then less construction, so not really. We don't need another researcher anyways. All right, Devon, tidying and cooking. Increase medicine, increase decor, morale bonus but can't do decor. Decrease agriculture. Not too useful right now. But I mean, hey, if we want a tidier, it's probably pretty good for that. And uncultured is a good bonus. More decor is pretty good. Alright, now Meep. There's a supplier, a doctor, and a rancher. More ranchers is great, but less construction just isn't nice. And then gourmet doesn't help at all. Interior decorator also does not help. Less morale, that ain't great. I mean, once we get the Somnium synthesizer, morale doesn't matter too much anyways, but you know, until then, it's nice to have those buffs. I think we'll probably just take Devon. I think that's actually pretty good. So there we go. And let's give them a skill point. Ooh, they can cook for us. You know what? Let's do that. They will be the cooking one. And we'll put down a grill. Don't really need a kitchen yet, so we can put down a grill right here. And let's make it fancy. Fancy grill. And then we'll just extend this out to there. Make that right away. No. Construction only, please. There we go. Good, good. And then they're gonna want to be on a new schedule probably. Yeah, we'll make their own schedule for them. Duplicate. Make it 6. So now we have 6. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then we will move Devon to 6. So now they have their own schedule. Yay. And they have their own bed. Alrighty. That's pretty good. Yeah, not too much other than some more exploring to do, and then we'll really figure out how we're going to want to have the base set up, put in proper plumbing and whatnot, do some refining of metals, get some automation going, get some ranching going. We'll do some good stuff, yeah. And I really do want to get that natural gas geyser going, but we will need... because that'll be a lot of good power there, but we will need some steel production, which we can do really fast. I'll probably set it up somewhere over here. Maybe I'll drain this into this, make a big pool. Then we'll do some plumbing stuff for that, so that'll be good. Yeah, it'll be nice to have that going. Alrighty, well, in that case, I think we'll probably leave it off there for now. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for Oxygen Not Included.